Hey everybody, happy to see you guys. And today let's talk about drama. Drama queen, conflicts, emotional outbursts. I don't know how else to call it. So after talking with many of you guys, I've learned that you really feel sometimes lost. You're not sure what to do when you communicate with the lady from Russia or Ukraine. Often things are great, but then when you have a problem or a conflict, very often you just don't know what to do. And today I have to talk a little bit about downsides of our culture. I have to bring it up, and I hope that it will help you. Unfortunately, we do have this thing when women get upset. Very often, they tend to take it on you. Um, don't ask me why. You know, you might not have anything to do with them. It can be situation at the work. It can be something going on personally with some family member, but because they're frustrated, they often will take it on you. Also, when you have a conflict in between two and you uh, trying, you're thinking how you can work things out, you know, very often our women think that in order to succeed in solving the conflict, they should get emotional, they should step into drama queen and, you know, have a little bit of a show going on. And I just want to tell you, you know, we all learn from our parents, whether we want it or not. Regardless what our parents were trying to teach us, we saw their role model, we absorb things, and that's how we subconsciously perform in our life. So in our personal life, unfortunately, a lot of our ladies had not seen very good example of their parents. Very often the only way you get attention is when you have a conflict or escalating a conflict or having a scandal. And you know, it doesn't always mean a negative person, it doesn't always mean a person who is making fake drama. It's more of maybe part of it that our men sometimes in a marriage, they completely ignore all the needs, all the signals that women make, and the only one thing when he reacts is when the woman steps into drama queen. What you call here in US drama queen. You know, unfortunately, very often, you know, the conflicts, they are, you know, aren't civilized. You might think, you know, what is a civilized conflict? So actually, conflicts aren't such a bad thing. I even, you know, what I've noticed, and I think conflict is in a way important. It means that something is changing, something is growing, something possibly can be improved, has a big potential to take your relationship on the next level. But the problem with some of our women is they have conflict out of frustration. They have conflict for the sake of conflict, when every conflict should have a strategy. For example, if I am dissatisfied with my partner, I have to bring some things up and tell what's not working for me. And the point of this conflict to go deep, see what the problem is, and see what we can do to resolve it. So it's not to hurt somebody. It's not to have a fight, not to yell. not to hurt somebody. Conflict isn't made for that. Conflict is a normal, it's a very normal thing between two people, two different people trying to live together, different, interests, different emotional state, that's different background, everything. That's not, it's not the fact that the conflict is happening, is how we take it. Some people take conflict as a failure, as a problem, as a bad relationship, when in fact conflict can be very often a healthy side. Sign. Conflict can mean that, oh, we need to change something, we need to bring this to the next level, or we need to resolve this old problem and make it better. We can step up our game. And what I've noticed, that many families that do not have any conflicts, they are emotionally dead. There is nothing going on there. They're just tolerating each other, kind of, because they kind of have to. So, but coming back to the cultural difference, unfortunately, our women often take conflict just for the sake of the having a fight. And it's not that they are bad people, or they have negative intentions, or they hate men. No, they just don't know how to deal with their emotions. And when they were growing up, the only way you can get any attention is to have a conflict, to have emotional outbursts, to have a scandal, to have, crying and screaming. And it's very sad. So also there are trust issues. A lot of ladies can have crazy emotional stuff going on because they're afraid that you became indifferent, and they are freaking out because they're afraid you forgot them, or you're gonna ignore them or something. They will lose your affection. So bottom line, drama queen, I believe that we all learn as we go, as we learn another culture. So it's possible that having series of conversations with your lady and explaining her that no, you aren't living and everything is fine, and you will actually listen to her, that she does not have to raise your voice, she doesn't have to yell, she doesn't have to scream and cry. You don't need all those extras for her to listen to her, to pay attention to her, to make some changes, to figure out what is that she need, or what would improve your relationship. So to make a long story short, just by introducing her to how people deal with that in the West, Western culture, just building trust and showing up more and more of you, and also that drama doesn't work for you, that you would much rather pay attention when she's quiet and she addressing the issue and you can solve it. That works best, the calm way, the civilized way. It can be a good practice. You guys are very welcome to share, your drama problem, situation, something that you cannot fix. Maybe you can share, those experiences that you have hard time figuring out, and we can come up with a strategy. But I just want to warn you, it doesn't always mean a bad person, doesn't mean a bad woman. we are more open to our emotions, we are more direct. In United States, very often women give their husband silent treatment, if I'm correct in the term, when they just don't talk when something happens. Our women can sometimes yell, crash the dishes or whatever, and in 10 minutes the conflict is over, and the couple is in the bedroom making love. So it's a very different mentality, way more impulsive, way more spontaneous, way more rule breakers, kind of like this wild romance. And it can be frustrating, but also it can be in a way liberating and attractive, as long as it's dosed. Somebody said, uh, take your emotions for the ride, but make sure that you are in control of a vehicle. So I think being somewhat emotional sometimes, somewhat spontaneous and impulsive, and can actually be very attractive. As far as I know, man, there are some things like that that can be attractive and turn men on in all the ways, as long as it's not 100% of a behavior, or even the majority of a behavior. When it's kind of like spice, to spice it up, to add some fire, and then resolve the conflict, and you know make up. So I think that there is no tragedy in that. As I said, probably people are way more programmed here in US, and it can be good or bad. I actually think there is no good or bad. It's just how it is. We all pick what make us feel good. So share your experience, guys. I am not really, giving you particular advice. I'm just telling you that it's normal, it's common part, and the good news is every person can learn how to deal with conflict better, how to be less impulsive and have more trust. It's all possible. We all learn that. You are talking right now to a person who used to be also representative of being too emotional, too much on fire. And we still keep all those qualities, we just use them wiser. So that's a whole another conversation. It does have another part, is passion. The woman who can cry, who can be emotional, she usually, if she has a good heart, she usually get these feelings because she knows how to love. She has a lot of passion inside of her. So make a positive accent on a passion, and if you have conflict, calm her down and make love. That is my advice. Thank you.